exciting 3 days of discussions, talks, and seminars ahead of us.
And I absolutely agree with Chandana when she said that it's a celebration of research. Assalamualaikum, this is Maroof Sayed, President and CEO of Center for Economic Research in Pakistan. Really excited to be at this conference, such an important platform to bring all these different voices together.
So on and so forth. All these inefficiencies have mounted, and today this monolithic power sector is at the crux, at the heart of this fiscal and other macroeconomic dilemma of Pakistan.
In Bangladesh, it is 35%. Even that is not very high compared to East Asian countries where it crosses 50%, but at least they are on the trajectory, they are on the way.
My name is Leonard Mwachekon. I'm a professor of political economy at Princeton University, New Jersey in the US, and I'm also the founder of African School of Economics.
Last year we had a $17 billion deficit across import items, petroleum, iron and steel, plastic, food. Volumes have come down dramatically this year.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Rabia Malik. I am CEO and fellow at Ideas and thrilled to be part of the lead organization for this collaborative conference, Pathways to Development, this year.
Shows that just bringing in the tax alone on an occupancy basis linked to size and location.
Big land holdings are there, but very few, and they should be taxed.
And the curriculum and the way they teach it, and I'm talking about training legal practitioners, right? Whether it's the bar or whatever, it was very flawed.
Are not the ones who raise money. The people who raise money give the money to somebody else. They have no budget constraint, they just spend, and it's never given to local governments. This is just political patronage and nothing else.
And if you compare the tariffs which they gave to ASEAN countries for textiles and garments, that were much lower than to Pakistan, and that is perhaps one of the reasons why we had problems accessing the Chinese market.
For me, this has been a fascinating conference for two reasons. The first is just the very practical solutions which actually can be implemented right away that keep coming up in literally each and every session.
The income differential is something that I want you to absorb, because it's something we can do. You can almost see, as I will show you in the next slide, that there is greater unmet need amongst the poorest.
And in that story, I wanted to sort of build on three questions.
70% of our population is rural, and the majority of the rural population is participating in agriculture, and agriculture is not the biggest component of the GDP.
Part of the data collection for this paper was fielding a survey. This is part of that, which was delegated to the Patwari.
What it means is that if there are more housing societies, if there is more urbanization, so there is fewer land available for agriculture.
And by the way, it's not circular, it's a debt. Circular का नाम पड़ गया, but it's actually a debt that we owe to somebody.
I think is a no-brainer solution, and you saw it in Dr. Naveed's slides as well, is in the more remote areas.
not a very cleaner way of producing electricity. So therefore, it has some implications for our environment as well.
So when the ABCs come online, the price that they pay doesn't change. They're still paying the formal price that's set by the regulator as they were before the ABCs.
People don't trust them, they deliver poor services, people don't want to pay bills, people resort to theft, so this kind of vicious cycle keeps on happening.
Excited to be here as part of this conference. I've been attending both as a panelist and as a plenary speaker.
And this is true in Punjab also. And this is the distribution of teachers' age in our sample. And you can see for the men particularly, but for the women also.
Okay, there's some women who don't drop out of the labor force. They apply for jobs, they get jobs, but then they're more likely to reject those jobs than men are.
We might still see some discrimination going on in terms of prices, but what about that harassment angle? That's the non-pecuniary aspects that I was telling you about.
And we can make gas out of that coal, and we can make diesel through underground coal gasification.
It understands that we have had struggles. We have tried to find solutions about philosophy. We have tried to find solutions about political systems.
And the nature of clientelism. Some of the most groundbreaking work has been yours on that.
And then I'm going to jump straight into how you reduce distortion.
But the media constructs politics as circus, not politics around issues.
Exactly.
In that paper on what we're calling the empty promise of cities. So in terms of politics, cities are not managing to engage their female citizens.
Organizational nature of those who were impacted by the crisis, who was most affected, who mobilized most extensively.
Killed over 4 million people annually, and most of these deaths are happening in South Asia.
And finally, I'm really sort of interested in seeing some of perhaps this agenda extended to thinking about monitoring technologies more.
Some very interesting conversations during this entire year.
That when comparing landlord-dominated villages close and far to the motorway, those who are far away are more likely to go with their patron than those who are close.
At the same time, Karachi is very much a context where ethnicity is very salient in social and political life.
This is, there's a lot of work thinking through what the barriers to such reporting are.
And one theoretical approach that has been used to describe this is the ecological approach towards offending.
"600 families in Pakistan, they have dominated the political market of Pakistan since 1970.
There are a couple of questions effectively on the state's response. So there's a shock, 9/11 induced shock. That shock increases violence, but it also changes the way the state responds.